Chief, can you just recap why we're here today and the announcement that was made today?
Well, this is a culmination of investigative time we've spent, investigating individuals who either commit or have facilitated the commission of violent crimes, or the commission of the straw purchase of firearms and other violations that have been categorized as federal crimes under Project Safe Neighborhoods. This is a culmination of those efforts and working with our law enforcement partners from the U.S. Attorney's Office down to our county task force and our investigators from the Waterloo Police Department. It's just, a result of a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and a lot of support that we've gotten along the way.
And when we're talking about violent crimes, what sort of things are we talking about that these individuals are charged with?
Well, it really runs the gamut. You have firearms that have been used in violent crimes that have been traced back to those individuals, that have been traced back by DNA, and just through, as I said, it can be anything from something highly scientific to good old-fashioned hard dog-eat police work. And we use anything we can within the realm of possibility that we're able to have access to through this Project Safe Neighborhood partnership to bring people to justice. And that is whether you're a girlfriend purchasing a firearm for someone that you don't know is going to use it in some inappropriate manner, or you are a felon that is not to be in possession of a firearm who decides to do that and to affect the life of someone else. We have really not stopped, and we use anything within our ability to charge, that is, anything that has a nexus to violent crime. And in this case, you see with the charges that we have just a litany of different charges for those individuals, and that's because of the latitude we have working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to do so.
Project Safe Neighborhoods, is that a new program with Waterloo Police?
It's not new. However, the project had slowed a bit during the COVID epidemic. And during that, let's just go back a little bit. I've had a lot of experience working with Project Safe Neighborhoods and a lot of great productivity just like this in other states. And we just needed to pretty much get to the point where we were able to get the call-ins going again, to start to warn people that you're on our radar. And if you're on our radar and you're someone that, has been warned not to participate in this type of activity, that we know who you are and we're coming for you. And some of the people here are folks that we have warned and we have said, we're going to come for you because we know you're facilitating crime in our community. And that's not fair to the citizens of Waterloo, and that's why I've said in previous interviews, if we have to lock up 19 more within a month or two, we'll do so. It's just a matter of the amount of investigative time we have to put in to put these cases in front of the U.S. Attorney and to have them prosecuted.
So what was the time frame that we're looking at for these 19 cases?
It's hard to say. It really varies on each case, but it's been a lot of hard work over a very relatively short period of time on this compared to other cases that come through the system. Having the type of support that we have, being able to process and expedite NIBIN processing, through Cedar Rapids here, has helped us greatly tie people to firearms that have been used in violent crimes or have been used and discharged in places that they shouldn't have been. Again, the advent of technology, and when you combine that with police officers from the city of Waterloo that really do a fantastic job putting cases together, you get results like this. And I'm happy to say that, again, if we got to go 19, 20 more over the next few months, we're going to do exactly what we have to do to ensure that the city's safe. Jeff?
We got 19 different people indicted here. What are some of the connections that we see between some of these people?
Well, I'd have to give you a link analysis chart to show you some of the connections, but they're there. And it's not as if they're one organized crew of people doing crime within the city. But where we were able to establish links, those people are charged accordingly. And whether it's a link like a girlfriend being put up to go to buy a firearm for a felon, or whether it's someone in the car with someone else who's committed a crime or shot a firearm off in that car. I mean, there's just a litany of different reasons that someone can be arrested for helping to facilitate crime, especially violent crime or gun-related violence. And when we found the nexus, when our investigators and the U.S. attorneys and everyone sit down to sort through a case. They think it out and they decide on where the charges are appropriate. And when they're appropriate, they lodge them. And in this case, we've got 19 people who, in some way or another, have been involved and linked as a nexus to violent crime within the city.
I guess you kind of touch on it a little bit, but kind of tell me about how you kind of choose which people to go after with these type of charges.
Oh, we definitely look at our most violent offenders and links to our most violent offenders. If someone has a history of narcotics violations in their past, they're also a target for us. If you're a straw purchaser, if you're someone that doesn't have a record, but has decided to engage in criminal activity, even though it's your first time, we are looking at you. If you have any type of connection to crimes of violence in our city, you are somebody that are going to be placed high on our radar. It is a deterrent, but what I will say, and as I've said in the past, there are certain people in this city who we brought in and we have conversations with because of Project Safe Neighborhoods, and we tell them, we have options for you. We have a career path that you can go on. We can help you. And when people don't want help and don't accept it and decide to still involve themselves in crime, we appropriately respond. And this is a case where our response was completely appropriate. And I think, judging by the number of people that we have here, again, it shows that the fruits of our labor, whether offering people assistance and them not taking it, or those that do accept it, we have a group that decided not to listen to us, not to come in, not to avail themselves of job resources and other, real benefits that we could help them with. And, they were arrested for legitimate reasons.
And one of the cases is kind of a straw man type purchase thing. There's a few others that were less than truthful on their applications. What are some of the other ways that we're seeing guns get into the hands of people that shouldn't have them?
Well, you named it. Straw purchasings are probably our number one problem. We have the transfer of firearms to people who aren't, really eligible to handle, hold, or be around firearms. We have people in vehicles with others who, probably shouldn't be in there because they're prohibited from contact with each other. There are so many different approaches that we have, but, these aren't, great epiphanies for these people. They have been told, warned, and they know they're not to, be around firearms, participate in these types of things. And when they do, they need to know there's a surety of punishment. And we're not at the punishment phase yet, but we are definitely putting them in a position where they're going to have to answer for facilitating crime in our area.
For people who may feel a little unsafe, what kind of message does this kind of send to them in their homes?
I'd say this, no one wants anyone to feel as if they can't walk out of their homes and be safe, or they can't send their kid out and worry about their kid not coming home, being a victim of some type of violent crime. We reduce the likelihood of that by bringing these folks in through overt actions or not, of purchasing firearms, signing their name on forms the wrong way, doing anything they can to get firearms in the hands of people that would do the wrong things with them. We want to assure people that we're on it, and that we're in partnership with the U.S. Attorney's Office and the federal agencies and all of our other partners, because the focus is to make sure that we follow up on what we say. We will not stand for violent crime in the city. We will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law, and we will not apologize for it. I want people to walk out their houses, enjoy the fruits of their labor, and to not think of the city as a place where you could be a victim of crime. And it may be a lofty goal, but I am, just like the officers that worked on this case, dogged in my approach to ensuring that we reinstill on people the fact that they're going to be safe when they come and they live, work, and play in our city. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Very much.
Yep. Take care.